All right, I want you to get ready to be inspired by a true leader in the financial planning world. As founder of the Ivy League Financial Advisors, a nationally recognized expert featured in Forbes, Kiplinger's, and the Washington Post, and a trusted voice helping Americans secure their financial future. Please welcome Christopher Brown.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Am I going to be okay? That phrase, along with its assurance that, yeah, you're going to be okay, is something that you probably uttered thousands of times in your life. The first time that you remember doing it, it probably went something like this. You were outside playing with your siblings or some friends, fell down and skinned a knee, ran inside, and in my day, your mom or your dad sprayed you down with Bactine, put a Band-Aid on it, and assured you that, yeah, you were going to be okay. But as we get older, that question, am I going to be okay, becomes more profound and more serious. It often emits emotions like concern, anxiety, dread, even fear and panic. I know in my case that I really experienced, it means different things to different people. In my case, I really experienced that when 6 years ago I went in for a routine physical required by the Boy Scouts. I was a Boy Scout leader. Both myself and my two sons are Eagle Scouts, something that I'm proud of. And as part of that routine physical, they take blood work for men. And one of the things that they test is something called your PSA level. And what the PSA level is nothing more than a measure of a protein antigen in your body, and a high PSA reading could mean that you possibly have prostate cancer. 2 years prior to that exam, my PSA level was a 2.5. Anything over 4 is bad. 6 years ago, I scored a 22.
Jeez.
Okay, that's not good, okay? And so when you're concerned that, hey, maybe like I can die from prostate cancer, the question, am I going to be okay, is something I really ask my doctor, because the consequence of that is that maybe I could die from cancer. So it was very serious and personal to me. The question, am I going to be okay, is something that I deal with, and all of us deal with in our personal lives, but also deal with in my professional life, because part of my job is reassuring our clients that they're going to be okay in answering that question. As Jack graciously introduced me, my firm is Ivy League Financial Advisors. We're in the Metro DC area, and we're a financial leader in our community. We serve primarily affluent clients, those who have net worths of $5 million and above, and we help address their concerns. I choose the word financial leader as opposed to financial advisor because advisors advise and inform, and leaders inspire and transform. We breathe life into our clients' possibilities and then challenge and support them to step into a life of fulfillment. So fulfillment for our clients means two things. One, are they going to be okay taking care of their loved ones? That really addresses the issue of, am I going to be okay? And two, can I enjoy all the activities I want to enjoy and support the charitable causes that I really care about? And we call that the surplus. And dealing with the surplus is a lot of fun because that opens up a wide world of possibilities. For example, we have some clients that tragically lost 2 kids while they were growing up. They had 4 kids. They tragically lost 2 in accidents. Just a real sad story. And they came to us years ago, and we've worked with them for almost 20 years. But recently they came to us and said, can we afford to buy a second home? Can we buy a vacation home where we can have family retreats together? And we ran the numbers, and sure enough, they could, and it wasn't even close. We kind of had to give them permission to do it, or they thought that we had to give them permission to do it. And it's a real gift to them. So now they're going to be able to gather their family, and it gets harder as if you're parents, you know, as your children go separate ways, it gets really, really harder each year to gather them together. So they're going to be able to have their dream of gathering their family several times a year at this second home and just creating great memories for them. It's something that, you know, we consider a real gift to them, and it's a lot of fun to do. Now, you would think that affluent families, high net worth and ultra high net worth families, And the only difference between those two is defined by how much money they have. High net worth is 5 to 25 million, ultra high net worth is 25 million and above, already know that they're going to be okay, or are already working with a financial advisor who's making sure that they're going to be okay. You would think that, but you would be wrong. How do I know? Well, we did something really amazing. We ask. So I'm part of a group of financial leaders, and we commissioned a study last year of 400 wealthy clients. And we asked them, are you getting support in 5 different areas? Investment consulting, tax reduction, wealth protection, which means do you have the right kinds and right amounts of insurance products, estate planning, and charitable giving. And across the board, about 90% of them, we asked them, do you want help in those areas? And across the board, 90% of them said, yeah, we want help in those areas. Then the survey asked their financial advisors, are you supporting your clients in those 5 areas? And it wasn't as high as the 90% that they were looking for, but across the board, they said, 80% of them said, yeah, we're supporting our clients in that area. But here's the kicker. The survey went back and asked the clients, is your financial advisor helping you out in those 5 different areas? Now, for investment management, they were, but the other 4 areas, only about 20% of the clients said that their advisors were supporting them in that area. So the clients or the individuals wanted support at a 90% level. The 80% of the advisors said that they were supporting them. But when they went back and asked the clients, is your advisor supporting you? Except for investment management, the level was about 20%. So what's responsible for that gap? Could be that the advisors are not being truthful. I like to think that they are. And I really think it has to do with the fact that the history of financial services is really one of selling product and managing money. And I think when a lot of advisors do that, they think that they're meeting the needs of their clients, and they're not. That's one of the reasons why when I established Ivy League Financial Advisors, I really did it based on 2 principles that my dad taught me. My dad was my hero, as a lot of boys are. Their dad's your hero. And my father said, if you want to have a fulfilling career, try to do something that helps people out in a very personal way. And the second thing is, he goes, whatever you choose to do, make sure that you do it right, okay? So I founded Ivy League Financial Advisors with a fee-only compensation model. Fee-only means that our clients are the only ones who pay us for our services. We don't sell anything. We don't get any commissions. We can't even take a referral fee. And the other thing is that we do real financial planning. We do extensive financial planning in addition to managing money in the areas of reducing taxes, making sure the clients are protected by the right kinds and right amounts of insurance products, making sure that his estate plan is in order, and also making sure that we have a discussion with them about charitable giving if they're so inclined. We put as much effort into those areas as we do into managing money, and I'm especially proud that we emphasize implementing the recommendations that we make. And not a lot of advisors do that in our community. How do I know? Again, I ask. So we work with a estate planning attorney that has a lot of referrals from other financial advisors. He does a great job, and I always insist on going to that first session with our clients because some people can tend to be intimidated a little bit by attorneys. The main reason is I want to make sure that this estate planning attorney's name is Gary, understands the wishes and concerns of our clients. So I had lunch with Gary a couple weeks ago, and I said, just out of curiosity, I said, how many other advisors show up at that first meeting? And he said, Chris, you're the only one. You're the only one. And that was a little bit shocking to me, but not surprising. But I know that's just one small example of how we go the extra yard. Doing that for the client is really important to the relationship. I want to, again, emphasize that am I okay is a question that means different things to different people. But I'd like to ask everyone out there a question. What does okay mean to you? Are you going to be okay? And how do you know? Because if hearing those questions raises a little bit of anxiety to you, then you deserve to work with a financial leader who will address your concerns, who will breathe life into your possibilities, and who will support you and encourage you and work with you to step into a life of fulfillment. My name is Christopher Brown. My firm is Ivy League Financial Advisors, and you can reach us on the web at ivyfa.com or simply pick up the phone and call me at 301-258-1300. Thank you.